All right, hey, what's going on? Joe Coffey here for PremierGuitar.com. We're at the LA Amp Show, checking out new stuff from Fuchs, and I've got the man himself, Andy Fuchs, with me. Andy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you. Oh, it's pretty cool. A lot of cool stuff here.
Absolutely.
I understand you brought some cool stuff, some great amps as usual, and some pedals. Let's start off with the amps. What do you want to show us?
Well, we'll go from left to right over here real quick. This is our Clean Machine amp. It's a single-channel non-master. Very, very flexible set of tone controls. It's got a 4-knob reverb, which gives you a dwell control on the input, as well as a tone control, level and dwell on the output, plus an accent control. Just designed for uber clean for the pedal user who likes to use his pedals to get his distortion tones. That was actually introduced at the NAMM show this past year, and it's gotten a real good reception. Below that is our Train 45, a single-channel non-master. That's our gnarly rock and roll amplifier. It's about 30 watts clean, about 40 watts real dirty. Basically a tribute to the Trainwreck amps of days gone by.
What kind of speaker?
Standard speaker in the Train combo is a Lead 80 Celestion. Head over here is our Overdrive Supreme. That's our 3-channel head. It's got a clean crunch as well as a high gain channel, which is the same channel as the ODS lead channel. Below that is our Viper. It's a 120 watt 2-channel metal amp. Channel 1 is a bluesy American style overdrive. Channel 2 is a gnarly shredder style English style overdrive. That uses 6550 power tubes, and it's just got gobs and gobs of guts. Over here is our newest amp for the year. This has actually just come out in September. This is the Overdrive Supreme HRM. What's different from this amp to the standard ODS, which is underneath it, is this features inboard, and you can take a look here if you like, a set of adjustable tone controls in the amp that with a screwdriver you can actually adjust the tone, volume, treble, middle, and bass for the overdrive only. So if you're a guy who likes to tweak and get your guitar and speakers and amplifiers tweaked to perfection, that will give you a new level of adjustability in terms of your overdrive tone.
And you don't have to take the whole thing apart every time.
Oh yeah, well
That's cool.
That's the one thing that always killed me about other similar amps with that feature. You got to pull the chassis out and start messing around. This is real convenient. We've got 2 new pedals this year as well. This pedal was inspired by Dweezil Zappa. It is a 2-channel, and these are prototypes obviously, so I apologize for the cosmetics. We call this the Pure Gain Plus. It's based on our Pure Gain pedal, and what it gives you is an AB box, which can be passive or active, and 2 levels of gain boost. So if you run 2 guitars, say a Strat and a Gibson, you can get your levels equal, and you can boost them at the same time. Which is great if you're running processing and effects. You don't have to deal with, oh, I'm playing the Strat, let me start adjusting. Everything's on an equal playing field, which is nice. So it's contained in 1 unit. 2 independent gains can be used as a buffer, a booster. If you use it with a single guitar as opposed to as an AB box, with a single guitar, what you have is bypass and 2 different levels of gain boost. So it's a real flexible pedal, covers a couple of needs. The final new device this year is something we call the Verb Raider, which I think everybody should have. It is a vacuum tube effects loop pedal, which can be used in amplifiers that have a passive effects loop, just patch jacks. It gives you a low impedance output, and it gives you gain on the return, which allows you to run solid state or tube effects outboard in amps that don't have effects loops.
What kind of tube?
That's a 12AX7. It has a switching power supply that takes the incoming 9 volts up to 300, so the tube is running at proper voltage. And what's even better is, in comparison to everybody else who's building outboard effects loops, this has built in a full-blown 32-bit digital reverb with a level and a decay control on it. And as you can hear, if Caesar gives us a couple of notes, it's a real spacious, really warm-sounding reverb. If you just want to use it as a reverb pedal and not as a loop pedal, it can be run in front of the amp after a pedal board or in an effects loop as a reverb pedal for amps that don't have it. And it's been well received at the shows, and a couple of reviewers we've given a sneak peek to. Both of these pieces will be out before the year is over, and most definitely by NAMM in January.
As far as what we're listening to, you've got Caesar going through the Verb Raider through the Supreme
HRM. The Verb Raider is in the effects loop of the amp. Right now he's set for clean tones. If you want to give us a couple of... Okay, now we're going to switch them over to the dirty channel for a second.
What do you think, man?
Well, I think it's one of the best amps I've ever heard. In 2 minutes I could tell. And you get a really, really warm, very defined mid-range with total sustain. And plus you get the cut and the sustain. For blues, it's really wonderful, actually.
So just FYI on the signal chain here, tell me about the guitar and the pickups.
At the moment, Caesar is playing a Baker B1, maple top mahogany body, and DiMarzio virtual vintage pickups.
Very cool. All right, so Andy, if people want to find out more about these products, where can they go?
FuchsAudioTechnology.com. We got sound files, pictures, product descriptions, and any of the new stuff should be up in the next couple of weeks. Probably by the time this video is up, there'll be sound files and pictures of the new products that are coming out.
Cool. Andy, Cesar, thank you very much. I'm Joe Coffey. You're watching PremierGuitar.com.